Oh boy, I tell you, this cold has just been killing me. I don't have much time. It's amazing I was able to get through The Expanse and WandaVision because it's just the headaches and everything. But I persevered. But it's easier to do these videos of articles and whatnot. So I'll do one of those for you. How about that? So Marvel Comics is doing their Heroes Reborn deal, where it's another crossover event type deal, but apparently some sort of time warp chicanery happens where the Avengers never existed, and in their place is the Squadron Supreme, and they'll be renamed Squadron Supreme of America. Gee, that sounds familiar. I wonder. Yes, of course, the Squadron Supreme are a knockoff of the Justice League. And I got to admit, I've always been somewhat of a sucker for Squadron Supreme stories. I have just about all of them. The most recent I didn't buy because a certain writer was writing it. And even though it looked cool, the art looked cool, and I was just, I just can't do it. But I don't know. I might look into this little event thing they've got going. But the interesting thing about this is there'll be a one-shot of, I guess, sort of their knockoff of Teen Titans, if you will, where the younger kid superheroes follow their adult counterparts here. And, of course, Kamala Khan would be one of them. And the thing about Kamala Khan is, because of her powers, there's a lot of people who have said, what woman would want these powers? Or what girl? They're really icky and all that. And, but with her having them, she's supposed to be this fan of Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel or Ms. Marvel, which is why she took the name Ms. Marvel. So Carol Danvers becomes Captain Marvel, and so there you go. Oh, she can take the name. I never liked the idea of Carol Danvers taking the Captain Marvel name. I thought she built a name under Ms. Marvel. I know they changed it to Warbird and Binary and all that, but the Ms. Marvel look, I thought had potential there. I don't think she was ever going to be a star character, on par with Spider-Man or the Hulk or anything like that. But I just thought that was better for her. And now for Kamala with the powers like that, I think a better thing would have been and a more original name, where she doesn't have to take a legacy name; it becomes her own. Where she could have been Ms. Fantastic. So Reed Richards is the one she looks up to. She has similar powers, and she likes the science. Hey, STEM, yeah, way to go. All right, and so, and you could do it that way. Except, of course, Reed's a man and he's white and all that. So, boy, but I think it would have been better for the character in that aspect. But still, she just has a crappy costume. It's really no good. So one of the positives that comes out of this event will be the one she gets in this time warped version. So the three main young characters they focus on for it is this. I'm not too familiar with Sam Alexander. I realize he's like the young Nova. I guess replaced Richard Rider. I don't know. If Richard Rider's still around, or if he's just another Nova that we got recruited, and Richard Rider's off in space like they do with Hal Jordan and DC and all that. I don't know. But here in this version, he's inspired by Dr. Spectrum from the Squadron Supreme, and they redesigned his suit. Probably the worst redesign of the three we'll see here. No, not. It's not looking all that great. So, and plus, he has the Nova helmet, so I don't know if they combine the two stories where he was with the Nova Corps, but then he switches to being like his buddy, his hero, Dr. Spectrum. I don't know. But anyway, he becomes Kid Spectrum, and so there he is. And then you see the original from the fantastic series that Mark Grunwald did. You really should check it out. It's pretty good. And some referred to it as the pre-Watchmen Watchmen. It's not on par with that, storytelling excellence and whatnot, but in a lot of ways, it's a better plot, and it's a pretty good story. It's interesting and stuff, and it's one of the things that justifies these Justice League knockoffs is that you can do stories with them that you really couldn't do with the Justice League, especially something as serious as this, as the consequences of what the Justice or the Squadron in this case, tries to do. So it's pretty good one. But another thing is, wow, look at this artwork. It's really old. It's from the '80s, and then, well, I've seen worse, but and of course this is just character designs and all that, but oh well. But anyway, you see the color scheme and stuff that he's copying here. So Kid Spectrum. So then, surprisingly, Miles Morales, and when I first saw the image, I said, I don't get it. Why would he be the Falcon? Well, it's a time warped world, so I guess he's more inspired by Falcon than he is the Spider-Man, and he's also going to be the Robin to Nighthawk's Batman. Nighthawk is the Squadron Supreme knockoff of Batman, and a bit of his costume and color scheme inspired my Night character. So now in the original, John Byrne was supposed to draw this initially, and he did up some designs. You can find them online of the Squadron Supreme, and I believe he did draw up a sidekick for Nighthawk for that series. But I don't think he was called Falcon though. I can't remember. He didn't make it into the story, but anyway, I guess they're going to go with this, where Miles will be Nighthawk's sidekick, and I believe they have Nighthawk is now black. He's not the Max version. I think they just, for whatever reason, they race swapped the original Nighthawk. In the Max version, he had a very different look, and it was a pretty cool story. It worked out well until Ta-Nehisi Coates got a hold of it and trashed it. But so I guess that's this thing they got going here. So they put Miles there, and he's probably more inspired, which is kind of odd. You think like his hero would be Nighthawk, so he wants to be a sidekick, so he becomes the Falcon. Maybe there never was a Falcon in this timeline, but that's the idea. It's inspired by the original Falcon's story. And this was pretty much, it says his look in the 80s, but I mean, I think he's been around since the 70s, and he's had that look for a long time. So they took it away from him because it wasn't good enough, so that he could be Captain America for a while, so they could pat themselves on the shoulder and virtue signal. And they'll do it again, apparently, in the D+ series. Hopefully they'll do it better. But I think he's back as Falcon now, but that was his original suit and stuff. But if he doesn't exist in this timeline, I guess maybe they work it out where Miles comes up with it on his own to be Nighthawk's partner, whereas Nighthawk is the hero that he looks up to. Anyway, finally the best one. This is actually a much better costume for Kamala, I think, than what she has. And sometimes these events, they're just done for the gimmick of it, and then when it's over, everything goes back to the way it was and they move on. But every now and then there might be some kind of legacy to it where certain changes stay in place, and they ought to stick with this outfit. And the name Girl Power, well, at least it's her own. It would be her own name rather than having taken someone else's name and that kind of thing, and she could build up on it. But the thing about it is, she's supposed to be inspired by Power Princess, who we see here from the old Squadron Supreme story. And yeah, that's nice, isn't it? It sure is. So Power Princess, Girl Power, there you go. So she wants to be the Wonder Girl to Power Princess's Wonder Woman. And so I don't know if they're doing it where she has the same story. It's like this is the Terrigen Mist gave her stretchy powers. Does she still have stretchy powers, or does she have super strength and stuff like that now? I don't know. But be that as it may, I think her new outfit coming out of it should be more inclined to this one than the one she normally has, and a name change would be good too. For Kamala Khan. So it's piqued my interest somewhat. It doesn't involve that writer that I know of, so yeah, I might check it out. I've never had any really much interest in these characters, but it might be a cool little thing to check out. And there's one of the promos. And they changed the the villains as well. Doctor Doom is merged with Juggernaut. Silver Witch, I can't remember if that's supposed to be an evil version of Scarlet Witch or whatnot. And then, Thanos is Thanos. So maybe he made it happen. Who knows? And apparently Blade, the vampire hunter, is the only one who remembers the universe as it was. And I guess there'll be a different, all new, all different Alpha Flight. Well, pretty much the same, I guess. I guess Shaman will now be the Sorcerer Supreme in Alpha Flight. And there's Sasquatch with, bat ears. And Aurora is now really badass with a bat. Oh, yeah, she has superpowers. What does she, well, whatever. And, not familiar who this could be. Maybe that's their alternate version of Vindicator or something. I don't know. And of course Wolverine. And there you go. There's that series. Isn't it funny? Because DC's doing their Future State, which shuffles things around too. Yeah. Somehow they just keep copying one another one way or another. And then of course this whole thing is the Squadron Supreme, which is their Justice League. So yeah. But anyway, if anything of it, I think a costume change, and even better yet, name change for Kamala Khan's character would be a lot better. Which means it's not going to happen. But one can dream. Anyway, there you go. If you're interested in that, you can check it out.
Thanks for watching and listening. Say, while you're still here, why not like and subscribe and share with your many friends? Yes. Also, check out my mini stores in the link description below. Yes, where you can get t-shirts, hats, mugs, all those goodies with my artwork on them. Oh, yeah. And head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book, Night Night. Oh, yeah. You can also catch me at my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, on RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on BitChute.com and now on Rumble.com. Oh, my goodness. So many places to watch me and my stuff. Oh, yeah. And if that's not enough for you, well, you can follow me on many social media platforms and say hi to your old pal, Mr. Nailsin.